Right, legends. So I'm just gonna do a quick crypto review on Bitcoin. Okay, trying to keep it under 5 minutes, and it's gonna be for the YouTube channel. Okay, so just a public breakdown. Okay, so I was gonna do a YouTube live stream, but couldn't be fucked. Just do a quick recording. So when I trade Bitcoin, it's mainly swing trading. I mean, I take the odd day trades. If it's really really clear, but it's mainly a swing trading I find that the easiest to do on this. So okay, when I'm swing trading, it's mainly going to be based on the higher time frame levels. Okay, so what I always do is see where we are within the range. So within the range I'm looking at, the bigger time frame range is the low of the year to the high of the year. Okay, and the closest level I've got to mark at is the mid range for the year, the midpoint for the year, which is the 86.25 level. Okay, so that's the midpoint for the year for me. Okay, so what other key levels are relevant right now to me? So it's not just the midpoint for the year; it's this level here. This is the quarterly high there. So I'm gonna mark that out. Okay. So if I'm below the midpoint for the year, bigger picture, I am looking for a bearish view. That doesn't mean I'm gonna short it blindly, but I'm just building a picture and then I zoom in to the lower time frame to get a setup. Okay, if it's there, it doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be there. I could be bullish bigger picture and saying okay, it's below it, so if I want to get bullish this, it's got to be above it. So let's break it down further now. So I'm going to mark out this high here, that quarterly high there. So that high comes in at 84.87. Okay, so it's about 2-3 levels that really stand out to me, and then I watch the price action around that for a trigger. Okay, so I don't go in with price patterns on its own. Price patterns on its own don't mean fuck all to me anyway. Okay, there's gotta be some context behind it. Okay, and this is how I get my context. So that's that done. Key levels, they're more or less close to each other, but okay. Then the next level is gonna be the open. So it's gonna be the quarterly open, but in this case it's gonna be the monthly open as well because October is the new quarterly start. So let's mark that out. Okay, so once I've got that, then we're set. So 82.99.5. 82.90. Oh fuck. 9.5. Okay. Sorry, 2 minutes. I want to keep it under 5. And we'll do that in this color here. Okay. So we know the gray line is the mid range for the year. That's that quarterly level, and that's the open. Okay. So let's break this down further. And one more level I'm going to draw out is the low. So when we broke below the mid range, okay, what was the first low formed? It's going to be this low here. So there. So if we're bearish, we want to see expansion below that. So the low comes in at 76.88. Okay, and that's it. It looks a bit crowded on this time frame, but you'll see what I mean when I zoom in a bit. Okay, I will do that in I don't know, this color here. Okay, done. Okay, so that's gonna be like my range low there. So what can I tell from this chart? From this chart I can tell, okay, it's broken and closed below the midpoint for the year. It's below that quarterly level. Okay, so where we're stuck between is this here. Okay, so if I wanted to be bullish, okay, so if I'm bearish or want to be bullish, then I get bullish above here. Okay, I'm wrong on my bearish view. If it cleanly smashes above the midpoint for the year, then I'll be looking for a long setup. Okay, until it does that, my bigger picture has to be bearish. Okay, I'm still still not able to break the open cleanly. Okay, that's that done. Let's break it down further now and say, okay, where would be the next downside objective? So we got a high there as well to deal with, but we break that down on the monthly. So let's go to the monthly now and say, okay, nothing much has happened for the month. Okay, nothing to get too excited about, but I am still leaning towards the bearish side. Okay, where is the next stop's gonna be resting? I believe this low here. So let's mark out that low. Okay, so now that I'm zooming in, I can see where would the next objectives be if I was to be bearish. 74.35. Okay, let's mark that out. 74.35. Okay, so you'll see how the lower time frame means fuck all unless it's entry. Okay, you want to be in sync with the higher time frame. Weekly, okay, weekly you can see nothing much has happened, but I'm getting a more of a picture now here. So I'm just gonna go lower. There's the next short-term objective, and after that it's probably going to be and when I mark objects I'm more like conservative with it. Okay, this high here. Now you've seen me mark around 6k level, but don't need to worry about that just yet. Okay, what's that high there? That was the high that caused the low, so that high comes in at 65, 68. Yeah, call it there. Okay, so what's happening now? So we came down, we bounced, okay, made that weekly high. We tried to break it, failed. It hit into the mid range for the year, closed within that range. Last week, what did it close within this weekly? So I'm reckon as it's still bearish for me. It's still bearish for me. Okay, it attempted to make another run up late on Sunday, and it closed within it. So for me, everything's still lining up bearish. Okay, daily. Now I can see on the daily, I can start seeing invalidation levels. Okay, now that we can see that we had one run up, we took out that high there. We closed back within the range. Okay, we broke down. Where am I wrong? So if I'm going to short this, I'm wrong here. So I've actually got a swing short on. Okay, I'm wrong. I got a stop loss above here, and I'm short from around here. Okay, the quarterly open. Okay, so as long as this hasn't been hit, I'm looking for bearishness. Okay, I don't know how long it's going to be in the range. Okay, but as long as I got my risk controlled, got nothing to worry about, and I'm not going to get excited about a little jump up here. Why? We're still range bound, so a little pump up means fuck all really. Okay, in the bigger context of things. So still range bound. So short term, obviously I'm looking for here. Now there's two ways of playing it. One, okay, I'm short here because I know I'm wrong there. If it smashes cleanly above here, then I'm happy to change my bias. Admit I'm wrong. Okay, clean break. I'll wait for the setup there if it gives me what I'm looking for. Okay, and even then, I don't think it's completely bullish, but I've got objectives probably towards these lows here, and then here. Bigger picture, I'm wrong. I think complete bullishness comes in when it's smashed above here, because then this means, a complete change in structure. That would be a deviation, and then at that point I'd be looking for new high. I say new highs, but each high at a time. Then okay, probably take out these highs. So how do I play this? Well, one way is, okay, you can be sure that's where I'm wrong. Okay, the other way is playing the breakout of the range. Okay, so how do I play the breakout of the range? Well, in this case, we've had many attempts to take out the low. So if I zoom in a bit, I can see that's the low. Okay, well, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue. Oh, that's the exact low. It doesn't really matter. A lot of people use the range and mid range, this, that, the other. It means fuck all with that context. Okay, but yeah. So the breakout play now, because I'm higher time frame bearish, this I believe that if it's gonna do a breakout this time, okay, not only has it made multiple attempts to try come down, next time it does it, I believe the breakout's gonna be legit. Why? Because it's in sync with my higher time frame bias. Whenever I see a breakout in sync with it, and after it's made a couple of attempts, probability of a breakout usually holds. So if I don't have the bulls here, then what I could do is a smaller size with a stop loss there, or completely avoid that, wait for the breakout, maybe a 4 hour close below it, okay, and then probably bung my stop up. Say for example, if it does this and then that, then I'll probably keep my stop losses there. Aiming for short term here, I don't believe this will hold. I believe it'll probably come down to around here. Okay, so yeah, target wise you can do many ways of doing it, but yeah, around these high, back into these highs here. Okay, 60.5 to maybe 6k level. I'm personally going for 6k, but yeah, so the next support is going to be here, around here. I'm being very conservative with these targets, but yeah, around there. Okay, but yeah, so if I yeah, so I'm waiting for to add to my position, wait for a clean break below that, 4 hour close maybe, and then I'll add whatever the high that broke it out. My stop loss will then be trail to that, and then I'll add, and then going for short term here, but I believe probably come to around the 6.5k to 6k level, and then we'll see, okay, what happens then. To break it down further, okay, the way I use the ranges, let's break it down further. Actually, ignore that. You don't need to know that just yet. Yeah. So that's it basically. So trying to keep it under 5 minutes. Gone over 8 minutes. But yeah. So nothing bearish about this, and now you can see why. This doesn't matter to me. Okay. This is just lower time frame. Now there's nothing wrong with taking long. Probably would have made loads of money, but in the higher time frame context, this is why I believe it'll go lower. Okay. Now an example of what I mean by a clean breakout is if you look before historically. Okay. If I break it down, and I did go over this in the last crypto review I did. Hang on my YouTube channel, okay, was here. So we ranged here for a while. Now, usually what you like to see is a clean break, retest. Market doesn't always work like that, okay? If it's really weak market, for example, when it broke out here, did you give a retest? No, it completely smashed back down. So, like when I said a H4 close like this is a HA, but 8 hour, but 4 hour, doesn't really matter. That would be my trigger. I know where I'm wrong then on. So it doesn't really matter about my precise entry. All I need to know where I'm wrong there then. Or if it makes a clean break back above here and starts forming bullish price action, okay, and holding, that means that's a deviation. I can try cut it way before we even got to that if it gives me the chance, okay. Same thing going forward, okay. So I believe something like this is going to happen. And usually, okay, if a market's really weak, ideal scenario would have been a breakout, retest. It doesn't always work like that. If a market's really weak, it won't give you the pullback. But if it's forming a range there, it shows, okay, hang on a minute. We're around this stage right now, all the way for the breakout. And that can add there. In this case, if you had done that, then most likely it would probably at least pull back into there, and then maybe look for a short. So going right now, okay, I'm just looking at that to show you what it looks like. Okay, so if it breaks cleanly above that same fractal into there, then we'll see what happens. But if it doesn't, then play the downside. Not chase momentum, but get on board with momentum, breakout in sync with the higher time frame. We should be going lower. Okay, and even if it does come back to 6K, it doesn't mean it's over. I don't know why people are so emotionally driven. One layer pump up, yeah, about 5 tweets are seen, right? Imagine this, imagine that. Shut the fuck up, man. Fucking idiots. You know what I mean? It's just, even if you came back all the way back down to here, is this move not relative to the pump we've had? Even if you took out this low, I mean, I posted a chart right once, not too long ago, and it was something like this. It's not gonna be drawn out cleanly, but it's something like fuck knows, I can't even find it now, man. I think it was like this. Well, this is deviation. What's wrong with it coming back into there? It just means it's still range bound. Even if it was to swing fail this low and get back above, what's wrong with that? But it's probably emotion driven. And yeah, so yeah, that's that. But yeah, so let's see what happens. I'm still leaning bearish. Okay, I'm happy to change my bias if it smashes back above here. Okay, I'm wrong. At least short term, I'll be happy to play along into these lows here, and then I'll see what happens. I'm happy to get out. If it then makes a clean smash back above, takes out this, okay, then I'll probably be looking for something like this. And at that point, I'm probably gonna go new highs. Then at that point, I say new highs, these highs. And if this gets cleanly broken, then probably 20k. But as for now, Marcus telling me it's doing this right now. So previously it pushed up. This was the consolidation around the mid range, and then once you cleanly broke above it, it pushed higher. So it's doing the consolidation again around the mid range, okay, for the year. Now at this point we didn't know that was going to be the mid range for the year until it happened, but it's a key level anyway, regardless of mid range or not. So if it does this, I'm looking for the opposite now, okay, or like that, and that's simple as that. To the upside is these, to the downside was the targets mentioned, I reckon around here. But we'll see. So that, I hope that helped, and I hope that cleared up why I'm sticking to my bearish bias, okay. And if it changes, I'm happy to change with it, okay.